Hi everybody, it's Dawn from Crafting on the Green. I hope you're well. Today I want to show you how to make this really cute Christmas card using the gnome stamps and some lovely puff paint. Yeah, I just want to show you how I put this together. So we've got, in amongst the mess on my desk, we've got the Kindest Gnomes stamp set, and it also comes with some dies. Let me show you the dies. Really helpful, really cute. So you've got a nice big one here for the mushroom. You've got 4 different gnome shapes, each to match all of these. You've also got a beard, a hat and some feet, so you can make one out of like just clear plain card. You don't need to stamp anything for those. And you've got some mushrooms and some grass and some noses. You've also got a little die here which puts a hole in the top of the hat, so that would line up inside there. So yeah, I've done the hard part for you today so that you don't have to wait and watch me colour something in. I already have a gnome cut out and coloured in. So all I've done there is obviously I've stamped this gnome here. I've coloured him in real red, pale papaya for the nose and basic black for the feet and the gloves. So nice and straightforward, and then I've die cut him out. So I've also got some basic white, some real red and basic white for the card base as well. So I'm going to show you how to use the puff paint. It's really quite fun actually. It does come out quite quickly, so if you haven't used it before, just try it on a piece of scrap paper so you get used to how it comes out. And then what we do, in fact, what I'm going to do first is find my silicone mat, because we're going to want to heat this up. So I'm going to do it on here, just so it doesn't get messy. So I'm going to pop a dollop on the end of his hat for the bobble, and then I'm going to add a layer at the bottom of his hat and on his gloves. As I say, it does come out quite thick, so don't panic if it does come out a bit thicker than you thought it would, but it takes a bit of practice. So now I've covered him in this, what I need to do is get my heat tool. I'm going to grab that, and I also want something, in fact I'll just use the scissors, something ideally with a plastic handle, because if you hold something that's metal all the way through, it's going to eventually warm up your hands as well. So, so you want something that's not entirely metal so that we can hold him down a bit. So this might get noisy just for a moment, but I'm just going to warm him up, okay? So I'm going to use it on the lowest setting. On the high setting it can burn ever so slightly, which will change it from white into a kind of slightly browny colour. So keep this moving. So I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this as well when it starts to puff. Let's see. Should be changing any minute. What I'll do for this, I'm going to pop it onto the higher setting, but just be careful if you do, because it can burn it a little bit. Don't know if you can see that, but it started to puff out there. I'm going to keep it moving while I warm up the rest of it too. Okay, that's starting to puff up. Okay, so once you're happy that it's puffed up, try and stop the heat as soon as possible, because that will stop it getting a little bit of that orange burnt tinge. But as you see there, we now have a Santa Gnome with some puffed up painty bits. So now we've got him. I think he's adorable. I'm going to move that over. I'm not going to stick my fingers on it yet because it's still just drying a tiny bit. Although it's just a little bit like a popcorn consistency, really, just a little bit puffier. So you can squish it. So we'll just give that a moment and we'll stick everything else on here. So I'm going to take my piece of white card and I've got my greeting here, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll load that up with some ink. If you're not sure where you want to put it, you can just lay him on the card. So he's going roughly there, which means the greeting is going to go here. There we go. So I'll be putting him on very last. So now we just want some glue. Oh. And we'll get all this stuck down. So the beauty of this is you can also do any colour that you want to, and you don't have to use the puff paint if you don't have it. You could just have him as a gnome that's on top of the card saying Merry Christmas. But I love the simplicity of this card. It's not fussy at all. You know, there's not loads of layers. You don't need loads of kit in order to make it. So there we go. There's that. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals on him. So we can have a look now, and you'll be able to feel it yourself if you do this. So you can kind of push it down, and to a point it will pop back up. But I think if you really flattened it, then it wouldn't. But I don't want to flatten him. So I'm just going to use some dimensionals here to pop him on the card. Okay, and we want him just somewhere in the middle. And I'm not going to worry about the fact he's floating. Quite often I'll make sure I ground the characters, but I quite like the fact that he's just floating in the middle of the card. And as I say, it's nice and simple, it's straightforward, it's effective, it's really pretty. And the great thing about this character is as well, once you've made him, you can use him for all sorts. So here's a card I made earlier. You'll actually see that I did manage to burn it as I was doing it. So this is what I mean. I don't know if you can quite see the difference with the lighting in here. It's terrible today. But so it's gone ever so slightly browned. But I'm not too worried. He still looks quite cute. And I've just popped that on one of the starry treat bags, because I think that just makes a really cute gift bag, and it goes with the card. So yeah, there we go. We've got our happy little Santa Gnome and the puff paint, which looks very cute. And as I say, it's a nice, quick, easy card that I can't wait to start giving to people for Christmas. So yeah, thank you very much for watching today. Another nice quick one. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Obviously, if you want to be alerted when I bring out new videos, then just make sure that you ring the bell, and that'll give you notifications. I do aim to try and put out at least one a week. Sometimes life gets in the way, but usually at least one a week. So yes. So there we go. As I say, I'm Dawn from Crafting on the Green, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.